Hey everyone, welcome to the channel for the 2023 What's in the Bag video of an unofficial 13 handicap golfer. Golf season is in full effect down here in Southeast Georgia. The weather's been absolutely beautiful and we have made some changes since last year in the golf bag. Now, I don't know what these clubs did in a previous life to find their ways into my possession, but this is what we're working with and hoping to. Really, the goal this year is to break 80. I've never broken 80, to shoot in the 70s just one time, if not two. I know that might be a little bit overzealous, but that's what we're looking to achieve this year. So let's see what we're working with. Number one, we have the big dog, the Titleist TSR3. Now, I went and got fitted for this at a Team Titleist event. There's a video on that one too. A lot of you have probably seen that one, but I have made a few changes to this one. Now, I did go get my previous shaft that I had in my Cobra Rad Speed, the Project X Hazardous Hulk in this kind of pearlescent finish thing. I just felt like this shaft, I felt the club head a little bit better. And then I've also changed the heel settings to the C3 setting, which is slightly draw bias, but also has added loft to the club as well. I feel at 9 degrees, I was having just even a harder time seeing the face of the club, getting it to launch properly. And then ultimately still, we're really struggling to take this thing to the tee box on the course. Man, I feel like a hero at the driving range. I will absolutely pipe these things basically to the end of it, relative consistently as well. But I don't know, when I get on that first tee box, something just happens in the mental sphere, who knows. But this thing still is an absolute rocket and really enjoying the Titleist, and I'm a Titleist fanboy anyway. So TSR3 on the driver. Stepping down one to a 5-wood, we still have the Ping G425 Max 5-wood with the Mitsubishi Stiff Flex 7.5 shaft. For those of you that have joined the GS Pro live streams down here in the garage, typically on Thursdays, 6 p.m., stop by if you care to. You guys know that this thing is an absolute missile for me down here in the simulator. And again, I'm still just having trouble translating what I can do in the simulator on the range out to the course. But you can tell, man, this thing, look at that. I got some decent wear, pretty much right there in the sweet spot. A little bit of toe side on this 5-wood. Absolutely love this thing. It feels great, launches the ball really well, and I get really good distance out of it. It's just, again, taking it to the course is kind of where I really need to start bridging that gap in between my practice, actually putting it down on the rounds. But G425 Max on the 5-wood. And then also a change from last time, we are now with the G425 Max Hybrid. Use this in the simulator, relatively consistent with it. Still, I don't know what it is about being out on the golf course. I just have trouble actually making good contact, which is surprisingly enough because the hybrids are supposed to be easier to hit. But I feel a lot more confident with a 5-iron in my hand than I do with the 4 hybrid. And you'll see on my Arcos numbers here that this hasn't really translated to the distances very well in terms of the distance that I need out of this thing. Whether that's just me not using it as much because I'm not confident with it. Gets the distance I want it to down here in the simulator, just still not seeing that on the course just yet. And then now we reach the biggest change, a new addition to the bag, irons, 5 through pitching wedge. We have the Titleist T100S's in black with the blacked out Project X LZ in 6.5 extra stiff. So you might be thinking, hey Kyle, you're a 13 handicap. What business do you have playing these irons? And you know what? I'd probably agree with you. But what I'll tell you is, hey, they look freaking cool and they make me feel cool. So that's what we're going with. Look good, feel good, right? I'm still getting through a few of the first round jitters with them, but I'm actually starting to see some pretty good numbers and I'm building a lot more confidence with these things on the golf course. I'll put in this one clip right here from my previous Arcos video with the P790s. I'm actually technically almost a club further with the T100S's, and their lofts are at a, how do you say that? Their lofts aren't as strong as the P790s. And man, they just look amazing. The Titleist T100Ss, blacked out, black grip, and then, yeah, the Arco sensor. Check that video out too. So we have 3 wedges in the bag, starting with the Vokey SM8 50 degree. That's actually been bent down to 48 degrees. I kind of felt like the gapping that I was seeing with my distances. My pitching wedge goes around 130, 140. And with the 50 degree, I really needed that 120-ish number. And I wasn't getting it with 50 degrees. So I had it bent 2 degrees strong, and it seemed to kind of fill that gap. So that's been working pretty well for me. We then still also have the 54 degree Vokey SM8 as well, standard loft, all that good stuff. This actually does fill that kind of 100-yard mark for me then. And then we finally did do something a little bit different with the wedges, and we made true and we got rid of the 60 degree wedge, and we picked ourselves up a 58 degree Bettinardi HLX 3.0. We found a good deal on this one. I bought it used. It has the same KBS shaft in it as my Vokey wedges. You know, it looks cool, man. It makes you feel like you're ready to score and do some good chips with this. So been having a good experience with the Bettinardi. So that's the wedges, 48, 54, and then 58. And yeah, liking them. The flat stick, which I still think is the gem of the bag, is my putter. It's the Bettinardi Queen Bee number 6 in this kind of copper finish that I actually got fitted for. Man, I tell you what, I just feel like a bad dude when I pull this out on the green and I'm ready to roll the putts. And my Arcos numbers do kind of reflect that. I'm averaging around 32 putts around. That's pretty good for my handicap level. And I just know that as long as I'm, got a good feel for the pace of the greens and I'm reading them effectively, I just know I can put a good roll in the ball and actually drain some good putts. And I'd like to say that my numbers have reflected that as well. I think putting is probably the strongest part of my game right now. So loving the putter still, looks amazing. Bettinardi Queen Bee number 6. Wow. So then we finally move on to the ball. And to be honest, I've been pretty much an equal opportunity employer of a variety of different golf balls over the past year and even over the past couple rounds I've played this year already. But if in all possible, my preference, I do like to play the Vice Pro. I'll always generally start around playing a Vice Pro. And then after maybe 1 or 2, a few go missing, I just kind of start grabbing some of the trash golf balls I have in there because I don't want to lose these balls anymore. And hey, I mean, that's probably detrimental to my game too in some capacity, because you should technically try to use the same ball so you build consistency with it. But then, hey, Golf Sidekick will just tell you to play the cheapest ball possible so you don't have to worry about it as well. So I'm kind of in a middle range mentally to where I want to be playing a good ball to get performance out of it. But then also, like, I do get concerned about losing them. So it's probably limiting me in some fashion. Just got to lose less golf balls. That's the answer, right? So if you've been counting, you'll know that I have one more spot in my bag for another golf club. And I kind of been teetering on what to do with it. I kind of want to maybe go get fitted for like a 3-iron or something like that. Something to give me a little bit more confidence off the tee box when my driver's just not cooperating with me. Because right now, I just revert down to my 5-iron when I'm having those troubles. So something fitted that gives me a bit more confidence to get the ball out there a little bit further off the tee box. Or maybe we just go completely the opposite direction with that and we get ourselves a chipper. I know, comment below, what do you guys think? All right, well, there you have it, the cursed clubs of an unofficial 13 handicap golfer with the goal of break 80 this year. And hopefully these are the tools that clubs are gonna take us there. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please comment below, roast me below, whatever you want to do. Subscribe as well. A lot of you that watch this channel aren't subscribed. Just a little guy trying to make it out there. So I appreciate your time. And I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button as well, so please do that. Otherwise, we'll see you on the course, guys, here pretty soon. And we got some work to do, so we're gonna go do it now. Cheers, guys. Peace.